First video in a minute. So today I actually have a question and we're gonna try to find the answer in this video. It's just gonna be like a stream thing. I'm not gonna edit this. So our question, let me make this bigger so you can see it. Our question is, who wins? AI girlfriend or AI dog? And might be kind of like a silly question. So we'll explain why this matters first. Why this matters. Let me again bigger. Why this matters. So motivation. Well, first of all, let's just say that I think everyone is talking about AI girlfriend, and not many people are talking about AI dog. So in fact, well, let's fact check that, right? So if we were to go on Google Trends and we go AI girlfriend. You could see already there were like some hits there, past 12 months, United States. Okay, so that's actually, let's go past 5 years. Past 5 years, so it's kind of like, it's been ramping up since 2023, which I think is when did ChatGPT launch? I think it was around like that time when kind of like AI became mainstream in the general population's mind. And also, this is not an American thing. This is a worldwide phenomena, mostly in Burma. So AI girlfriend, and the other one is AI dog. And now you'll see here. Oh, okay. Well, so actually, some interest for AI dog. I feel like not as much. Let's try AI pet. AI pet, even less so. AI cat. Let's see, AI cat. Okay, so actually AI cat, AI dog, AI girlfriend. And let's also throw in AI boyfriend for equality. So AI boyfriend is actually the least popular, less so than dog and cat. I'm actually very intrigued on why AI cat is so popular. But I'm gonna like copy paste these onto our document here, and maybe I'll make these available for everyone after, so you can kind of like follow along. But my argument here is that so why does this matter? So everyone is talking about AI girlfriends, not enough talk about AI pets, AI dog, AI cat. I think AI pets are arguably a bigger TAM. So a bigger total addressable market, basically a bigger opportunity. If you were building a startup today, I would argue, wait, actually, can you even see this? Let me check. Can you see this? Yeah, you can see it. If you were building a startup today, I would argue that actually AI pets are probably like an easier target, an easier way to go to market, easier way to meet expectations, and a huge TAM. And so why this matters, I think, okay, this is my argument. We've stated that. Now let's get to like, why do I think it is a bigger TAM? And so TAM is basically total addressable market. TAM is like, it's like a startup term, economics term, business term. Total addressable market, and usually measured in dollars. Yeah, usually measured in dollars. Yeah, so let's do some napkin math here. Okay, so my first question is like, and let's say maybe constrain it to the US. Constrained to the US. Napkin math. So my first question would be like, how many pets are there? How many pets are in the US? So let's actually go and find out. Well, actually also the thing we didn't say about this graph is that AI girlfriends indeed have more interest over time, even though AI cats are getting close. Actually, let's do a quick Google search for AI cats, see what comes up. Messed up things, man. This looks interesting. So see, somewhat of a product here. It says join us. I don't think you can buy these now. I'll add this to the spreadsheet. Is AI cat already a thing? Sorry, to our document. See here. I think the answer is no. You can't buy these, but I think they have the right idea. But anyways, back to how. Back to why do I think it's a bigger TAM? First, let's answer how many pets are in the U.S. And so let's just Google that. So like, how many pets are in the U.S.? Pet ownership statistics. So in there's a number of pets. Okay, so there's like basically 200 million pets in the U.S. as of 2024, according to this website here. So I'm gonna link it. There's no fake news here. And actually, that looks ugly. Let me source. So that's a lot of pets, of course. We all understand that's a lot of pets. Maybe a better question. Oh, this is cats and dogs. No. Cats and dogs. Okay, so that's basically what we're going for here. 200 million cats and dogs, almost there. So that's a lot of cats and dogs. So if you were to build an AI pet, an AI dog, an AI cat, this is, you could basically replace these 200 million, assuming the market doesn't grow, assuming all of these pet owners want your AI dog, AI cat, you could potentially sell 200 million units. Okay, perfect. Now, how many people? Now let's do the other argument for AI girlfriend, AI boyfriend. How many people are in the US? And just off the top of my mind, I think this is 330 million roughly. How many people in the US? Oh wow, we were actually very, very close. So roughly 330 million people. Now, gender proportions are almost 50-50. So how many males in the US? 165, so 165 times 2, that's basically half. Basically, split a 1-to-1 or 50-50 male to female, right? So basically, out of 330 million people, half of them, arguably half of them might want AI boyfriends, half of them might want AI girlfriends. Of course, there's all sorts of exceptions, and not necessarily everyone is heterosexual and so on. But the other question would be, how many out of these 330 million people are actually in kind of like a dating age? So they're not kids and they're not like very old people, and how many of them are single? And I don't know if we can Google that, but how many single people in the US? A proxy could be like, how many users does Tinder have in the US? Let's actually just look it up. How many users does Tinder have? 75 million people on Tinder. I think this is worldwide though, right? It's way too many people. Yeah, so only like 8 million in the US. That's too low for our estimates here. So apparently there's 127 million single people living in the US that are 18 and older, according to the last census. 27 million. They don't say when this census is from, but back of the napkin math, let's just take it for what it is. Cities with the most singles. That's actually interesting. Dating. Okay, everyone says dating is harder. That's good for AI girlfriend, AI boyfriend. Have one of your dates because of inflation. AI girlfriend, AI boyfriend is definitely cheaper. Anyways, okay, so 127. Let's just run up to 130 million adults are single in the US, and then source here. Okay, so So going back to the original argument, I was saying that AI pets are actually a bigger TAM than AI girlfriend, AI boyfriend, because I suspect that there are more pets than single people. And from our numbers here, it seems that that's the case. There's 200 million pets and 130 million adults. Now, of course, TAM, like we said, it's measured in dollars. So it's a question of like, how much are you willing to pay for an AI girlfriend, AI boyfriend, and how much you're willing to pay for an AI pet. And this actually will take me to one of my original motivations to why I was thinking about AI pets in the first place. And this might be dating myself, but growing up, I actually got the opportunity to own a Furby. And if you don't know what a Furby is, a Furby is this toy here. I'm on Wikipedia dark mode. I'll just make it light so everyone's more familiar with the UI. But I don't know how to collapse his height. Okay, perfect. So yeah, it was this toy in America in the late 1990s all the way to the early 2000s. Made by Hasbro. Hasbro eventually had the production rights for this thing. And it looked like this. And it was basically an early version of what an AI pet might look like, in my opinion. It was a robot. It could talk, it could make noises, it could react to its environment, it would move, and it was furry, so it was nice. You could cuddle it, kind of like a dog. So I thought it was great. But most importantly, and actually I'll put it here. Successful attempts at AI pets. Most importantly, why the Furby is important, and I think it's a great story to study, is like how many they actually sold. So over 40 million Furbies were sold during the 3 years of its original production. So sold 40 million units in the first 3 years. And the ramp was 1.8 million. 14 million, and then obviously 14 minus 1.8 minus 14, 24.2. So you can see it's a very steep ramp, especially year 1 to year 2. Translated into 14 languages, so it was like an international thing. And Furbies were originally retailed for $35, retailed for 35 USD. Of course, this is 1999 money. Resale price was over 100, sometimes over 300. Price spiked. And so when we talk about like, how much are people willing to pay for an AI pet, somewhere between, I think, 100 and 300. Okay, again, from back then. So what does that mean right now? Inflation adjusted money calculator. I think these are the things. So so let's take the upper. So 300 in 1998 would be worth almost 600 today. Almost 600 in 2024. So people were willing to pay 600 for this AI pet thing, and I'm assuming not a lot of people are familiar with Furbies. So actually, let's look at a quick video of what a Furby did and how it what it looked like.
Furby.
I think we cannot watch videos on video. Also get copyrighted. But this guy, by the way, invented Furby, and he then, after Furbies, he went and invented another AI pet. I think this guy. No, it's not a guy. It was a dinosaur pet. Caleb. Yeah, so this was his second toy after Furbies, and again, this was even more reactive than a Furby, and it was like smarter. And this was way before we had anything closely related to ChatGPT. Like the kind of AI pet that you could build today with the tools we have today, it would like blow this guy's mind. think this guy's retired now. But anyways, let's look at the. Yeah, there's probably something to be learned about how Furbies were marketed. Fake attachment. I just want to see how it works. Furby. Just want to show you a video of how it works. Actually, pretty simple. Okay. Let's see if this plays.
Hi, Fantastic fan. So it's /Pumper. I got.
So that's what it looked like. You can see it moves its ears, moves its eyes, moves its mouth. You could feed it by pressing the tongue, and you could feed it, just like they're doing in the video. And on the forehead, you could also see like here, this black patch here. It's actually an infrared, so it would react to certain things. It would have its own toys, its own accessories, and it would react to it. So so I think this is what made it appealing. It wasn't that it wasn't necessarily smart. It was more of like, oh, it's funny. It has its own language. It kind of reacts to its environment. And if you think about it, it's like if you were to compare that to a dog, I think it's kind of close. It's cuddly, it's nice, it's fun. And even back then, with the technology back then, we could build a very compelling product. In fact, a very compelling product that sells 40 million units in 3 years. Versus what it would take to build an AI girlfriend, AI boyfriend, whatever that means. Even if you're not talking about hardware, you're just talking about like software, like one of these apps like Replica or something. The expectations that people have, for a girlfriend, boyfriend, it's much higher than a dog, right? So if we were building an AI pet today, so this is Replica. Let's see if we can see the price. How much are people paying for these? I don't think they tell you. Okay, we can see on the app here. So Replica was one of the first AI friends, but if you've seen Character AI, Replica, or any of these AI friends quickly become AI girlfriends, AI boyfriends. Like for some reason, that's where people naturally go. And you can see I have a ton of downloads here. There's 220,000 ratings so far. But let's see the price. There's a Reddit has 80,000 people. People are paying $70 a month for these. If we actually see some of the reviews, actually they're all very positive. But the point being is that what you would expect from AI girlfriend, AI boyfriend is probably like, oh, it has perfect memory, it understands context, it's witty, it's really good at texting, it's almost basically imitating a person, at least a personality. I don't want to call it AGI because you probably don't care if it's super smart, if it can do physics or push the boundaries of math, but you do want it to be very reactive and feel very natural. Now, what makes something feel natural, that's a whole different question, but it reminds me of the OpenAI voice demo, kind of like imitating the movie Her. I don't know if, I'm assuming you've seen these, everyone has seen these, but if you haven't, I highly suggest watching this keynote here, where it's very fluid and it makes it feel way more human. But even that, it's not AI girlfriend, because even that, it's not going to remember everything. That is reactive. You have to come to it. It won't reach out to you and all these things. Now, if we were to think of what does it take to build an AI pet, an AI dog? That's actually way simpler because all you really need is just something that kind of walks around and, interacts with its environment in a hopefully non-destructive way. And you don't need it to talk, you need it to be rational. I mean, dogs just bark and we find that kind of amusing. And you don't need it to eat, you don't need it to poop, so those are the downsides of pets. And so the AI pet is better, doesn't have those downsides, just focus on the upside, on the upsides. And I think that's just walking around, interacting with you, with the environment, and basically cuddling. That's all that an AI pet needs to do. And the reason why I think, well, and again, going back to the numbers, there's more pets in the US than single people, so it kind of like feels like a bigger market, at least for starters, and an easier target because, it seems pretty simple. But then the other thing is there was this paper from Disney that I think, by now, again, most people have seen, but they had this bipedal robotic character, and it looks like that. Looks like this, and I think there's also a video that people would have seen, but yeah, it looks like this. You can see how reactive it is. Actually, let's just find the video. But the paper is interesting, and the paper really, I think, what it shows is that we are already capable, and in fact, we've already built robotic pets. And so this is the video here. I'll add all these links. Disney robot, in case anyone wants to see it, and I'll put this document in the video description in case this is news to you. I'll also add Replica's website if you haven't seen it. And then the other one to check out is Character AI. If you, again, a Character AI, current AI girlfriend. Character AI has so much traction. It's insane. A good place to see, to check out what people are doing with Character AI is their subreddit. If you go on Reddit, Character AI, they actually have, like over 1 million people here, and it's super active, and they post their conversations, and yeah, you can really spend a lot of time there. And I think like if you're over 16, this place is gonna blow your mind. You're gonna be like, what is going on? Why are people spending their time this way? But this is probably the future. Anyways, back to this Disney video, and I'm gonna have it muted just for copyrights, but so this is just covering the same things in the paper. This is a 3D cat, but the demos here, let's go to the demos, find the demos. So one of the big breakthroughs here from Disney here, it's not the fact that, this is a robot that can stand on its own 2 feet and move around. I think we've seen plenty of that. But it's actually the fact that they basically merged this controller that keeps the robot, in 2 feet and knows how to take commands. Go forward, turn left, turn right. And they've imposed basically an animation layer. So to give the movements personality. So basically, their animators animated this robot, on the computer to be able to walk a certain way, look around a certain way, interact a certain way, and they can basically train the model that controls this robot to, not only walk in 2 feet, but also do so in the style that the animator is intended to. And so you can see here the neck movements, pretty good. Feels very alive in a way. There's a reference motion, and it will get way better when it actually starts walking. So you can see here how it walks. You see it's not robotic, right? It's like it has personality. And of course, a lot of that is just the hardware design itself. But again, the fact that a lot of the movements were animated. And it's not like you're hard coding the animations, you can't do that. But as the robot was trained to walk around, it was rewarded on how closely it followed the animations. And look at that, now it's dancing, so it's great. And here they're kind of like showing independent components, jumping, dancing, and so on. Here's how it reacts to its environment. You saw how at the end it kind of speed up the walk. Very cool. Again, it's almost like it's always in character. Here it pulls up a flashlight. And you know how I was saying the ideal AI dog doesn't have to talk, it just has to walk around and interact with its environment. This is what the robot is doing right now, right? It can walk around, we've seen that, and it can interact with its environment. Imagine instead of having a dog that sniffs everything in your house, you have a robot that pulls out a flashlight and inspects everything in your house. And I think people would pay money for that. Now, this hardware, I do think it's going to be over $600, but you could retail these for a couple thousand, and I think it'll be fine. this is amazing. The way it reacts to being pushed. Look how natural it looks. That's cool. But anyways, there's even a bigger demo here where it does a bunch of these things. So now here it's walking in. They're showing, by the way, this is being controlled by basically a remote. So it's looking around and stuff like that. I was gonna say one more thing. What was it? Kind of blanked. Oh yeah, I was gonna say that internally or on the paper, they referred to these robots as they refer to the interface of controlling a robot as puppeteering, which I thought was great because it takes you down to like what puppets used to look like years ago, and so we should be thinking of these almost like a modern puppet. It's kind of like hundreds of years after puppets were invented. Actually, I don't know how far puppets date. I imagine almost from the start of humanity. Origins, yeah, very, very long time ago, 5th century. But of course, for the purpose of this video is that it would have to be fully autonomous. I don't want to have to remote control my dog, And so here's a demo where they have it interacting with this person, and this person is like scratching its head, and just look at how organic this looks, and I see these and then I think of AI dogs, and I cannot remember what the first versions of AI dogs used to look like. Kind of like these, very raw. And when I see these now, and it's like, wow, that's like a million times better. And the fact that no one is selling these right now, it's crazy. So it's just the interaction, super cool stuff. I'm really tempted to build one if Disney doesn't start selling them. Disney actually does sell one of these, but it's a very simplified version, right? So they sell these. It's like very simplified version, fully remote control, not as big, way smaller, all plastic. But it just shows that someone had the idea that, hey, maybe we should sell these, and hopefully they do sell them at some point. Anyways, just look at this demo. Looks so cool. This is all that for me an AI pet has to do. Just walk around, be funny, be fun, make me feel joy, basically. And I think the last thing I'll say is that I think an AI dog and an AI cat. I use the word dog, cat just to kind of like size the market, and you could debate on like why people get dogs and cats, and whether it really matters that it's this like animal with 4 legs and fur. My opinion is that an AI pet doesn't have to imitate a dog or a cat. In fact, we could create different species. We could create Pokemons if that's what we want. An AI pet can be anything, can have any personality, any set of traits. We're basically gonna make it ourselves. So it could be this robot from Disney. It could be Wall-E from the movie. It really doesn't matter. An AI pet is whatever we want to come up with, and and that's it. So I think that's very exciting. Now I didn't go as deep with the numbers as I was hoping for here, but yeah, it's again, 40 million Furbies sold in 3 years. Furby, very limited thing. People love pets. They buy Furbies. They have 200 million pets in the US, more pets than single people. And we have these really cool robots that have all the properties and all the past kind of like AI pets toys have had, except way better. So I'm just connecting the dots here. I think there's something huge here. I'm very excited to see what new toys come out of here.